Why, hello there. I'm here to talk about The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the David Fincher version. I thought it was pretty good. I'm going to give it an 8, which is exactly what I gave the original Swedish version. David Fincher doesn't make bad movies, so, I mean, I knew it was going to be good. I didn't think it was his best, but again, thought it was really good. Thought it captured the book pretty well. I'm trying not to compare the films because they're very similar. They're also, in their ways, dissimilar. So I'm trying to not compare them in my head, which is kind of tough to do because I really enjoyed the Swedish trilogy. So I don't know if they're going to actually make a trilogy out of the books, but maybe they probably will. And I thought that I haven't read even all of the first one, and I've read 2 nor 3, but I remember the movies pretty well, and I thought that the Fincher version combined elements of both 2 and 3. I didn't think some plot points were reached until the 3rd film, and here they're at the end of this film. So again, I don't know how faithful it is to the novels, but they are adapted from the novels by Stieg Larsson. I'm not familiar, or I can't remember who wrote this version. I think there was a couple names. David Fincher directed it. Stars Rooney Mara, Daniel Craig. Who else was in there? Stellan Skarsgård. No, not Stellan. Is it Stellan? Yes. Who else? I guess those are the big ones. Who was his boss? Oh, Robin Wright. Robin, and it's no longer Penn, is it? Robin Wright Penn? Robin Wright? She's in there as well. It's about a mystery. A very complex mystery. Mysteries within mysteries. So I'm sure you're somewhat familiar with the story, as it is incredibly popular. Again, Fincher doesn't make bad movies. I thought it was, gorgeous to look at. I thought that this, if I had to compare it to his other work, I thought this was a kind of a combination between Zodiac and The Social Network. I really feel that, even though I think Social Network is a tremendous film, I thought it was the best movie of last year. Or of 2 years ago now. I really think Zodiac is his masterpiece so far. I think he's got something better in him. But I've only seen Zodiac twice in my life, and I still think about it. I still think about the last, 30 seconds of that film. It is officially haunting for me. So I don't think this is Zodiac, but it has definitely it covers the same territory, being serial killers. But I thought the film had the color and the tone and warmth of Social Network. And now I'm not saying Social Network was a warm film, but visually, I thought they were very similar. One thing that I have to mention, Fincher is pretty much always known for his opening credits. I don't know what graphic designers he gets to do those opening sequences for him, but this new one takes the cake. Again, he's known for him. The opening of 7 is one of the most memorable parts of 7. The same can be said maybe not so much, but for Fight Club. Like even Alien Cubed, I can remember having a decent opening credit sequence. This one, though, is something else. You know, it's something else. It's intense, and the music that goes with it is insane. I think that would probably be credited to Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who won an Oscar for their work on The Social Network. I thought the music in the film and the opening sequence of the film was perfect. Great music. But that opening sequence, I mean, that's honestly what I think about, which may not be the best thing, but, you know, at least you're thinking about something. But the opening sequence, wow. Just wow. Get ready. All the acting's really good. Rooney Mara, I mean, she had a difficult role. She committed 100%. So did, oh, and I've forgotten her name, the original Elizabeth Salander. Gosh, I just had it, and it just went. Anyway, they're both brave actresses for taking on this character. They had to endure a lot, but Rooney Mara plays it off. She's got these eyes that just seem to go on forever. I mean, in terms of depth. Like, you just look into her eyes, and they just keep on going and going. I found that, you know, interesting. I think, I don't really know her. I think she started out in television. She was in The Social Network briefly. This is how she got the Dragon Tattoo role. You know, this is, you know, a star-making performance for her. She's gorgeous. She has to endure a lot. She's totally nude for a lot of it. You know, all in all, a brave performance. Daniel Craig does a fine job. You know, I thought he was an interesting cast decision just because, you know, he's James Bond, and he's ruggedly handsome. And so I never really pictured Blomquist that way. And again, he finds himself in some precarious situations, and well, again, I never really thought of James Bond being caught up in some dungeon. But again, I thought he did just fine. I had no problems with Daniel Craig. Stellan Skarsgård almost seems like an obvious bit of casting. Oh, who else is in there? Gosh, I just had his name. Man, I'm terrible with names today. I guess I did not sleep enough. He plays the old man, and he was in Beginners. Man, and I love him. Why can't I remember his name? Anywho, Stellan Skarsgård seems like a bit of obvious casting. He does creepy so well. I mean, he's made a career of it. He just has to give these like sight-level glances, and you're like creeped out. So, I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but he does a very good job at being very creepy. Yeah, all the and man, I can't believe I can't think of his name. But he's not in the movie much, but he does a very good job. He's always good. It just makes me mad. No, I really enjoyed the film. I liked it just as much as the original. If I had to pick, I would probably watch this, but I don't know. Maybe I would watch the original more. The one thing I noticed is that you get to see in the original a lot more about Millennium. You get to see the workings of the paper. You get to meet the people at the paper. Here you don't. It's just kind of a backdrop. And yeah, so, but again, I'm trying not to compare the two films. So again, you know, David Fincher doesn't make bad movies. This is not his best. It's not his least. I can't say worst because, you know, I don't think worst applies to David Fincher. It's not his least. Great score, looked really good. You know, maybe it didn't feel too long, even though it's like 2 hours and 40 minutes. I could say that it didn't really feel long. I was kept, you know, into it. It kept on going much longer than I thought it would after what I thought was the ending. It did keep on going for a bit, which again, if they don't do a sequel, then it's wrapped up nicely. They don't have to do a sequel because they've ended it succinctly. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know really what else to say. I give it a solid 8. And if you're a Fincher fan, or if you're a Dragon Tattoo fan, you've probably already seen it. But if not, you should see it. You will enjoy it. So that's The Girl with a Dragon Tattoo, the 2011 remake. I'll give it a solid 8. Thanks.